On 17th of January 2026, Nigerian armed forces engaged in a significant, high-intensity clash with Islamist terrorist elements deep within the Lake Chad Basin theatre of operations, a region beset by years of insurgency, extremist infighting, and resilient militant networks. For more than a decade, Nigeria's northeast has been the epicenter of violent extremism, primarily driven by Boko Haram and its splinter offshoot, the Islamic State West Africa Province, ISWAP. These groups have conducted sustained attacks against security forces and civilians alike, triggering one of the country's longest-running counter-insurgency campaigns commanded under Operation Hadin Kai. On the morning of 17th of January, units of the Nigerian army, supported by tactical intelligence and air-ground coordination, came into contact with heavily armed terrorist fighters seeking to exploit the contested terrain along the borderlands of Borno State. Though exact details from official military communiques remain classified at the time of reporting, ongoing engagements in this region are consistent with sustained operations to dismantle extremist enclaves and protect civilian communities. Recent weeks prior to this clash saw Nigerian forces intensify pressure on extremist cells in Borno State, leading to scores of militants surrendering or being neutralized in clearance operations, a sign of evolving tactics within the broader counter-insurgency campaign. Strategic intelligence indicates that ISWAP and Boko Haram have been attempting to regroup and reassert territorial influence across the Lake Chad Basin. These cells have established shadow administrative structures and revenue collection systems that undermine legitimate governance and sustain recruitment. In the hours before the clash, military reconnaissance detected unusual militant movement towards a key logistic node. Nigerian troops, trained, briefed, and equipped for rapid engagement, maneuvered into position to interdict the threat. What followed was an intense exchange of fire, marked by coordinated small arms engagements and decisive tactical leadership. While the Military Operations Command has yet to release casualty figures publicly tied to the 17 January encounter, security analysts note that such engagements typically reflect the dual objectives of degrading terrorist capability and safeguarding vulnerable border communities. Previous operations have successfully forced surrenders, recovered weaponry, and disrupted insurgent supply chains. The Lake Chad region remains a strategically contested space due to its complex waterways, porous borders, and insurgent use of natural cover for concealment and staging. Nigerian forces continue to prioritize control of key terrain to prevent extremist use of these areas as safe havens. The clash on 17th of January 2026 represents yet another chapter in Nigeria's determined campaign against extremist violence. It underscores the evolving nature of the insurgent threat and the sustained commitment of the armed forces of Nigeria to protect the nation's territorial integrity and civilian population. While the broader conflict continues, each tactical engagement, including this one, contributes to degrading terrorist networks and advancing national security objectives. Kindly, share and subscribe to contribute in the fight of terrorism in Nigeria.